All right, guys. Good evening. Good evening. I know it's probably some mix ups, but I finally figured out what the problem was with our interview this morning with my guest and my cousin. Um, okay, is he coming back in? For some reason, uh, the the uh, uh, when I put in the time for we're going to add him to the stage. There we go. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's
Okay.
do this again.
Yeah.
I do apologize. Um, I found out what the problem was. I was racking my brains trying to figure out what in the world was going on. I know I did everything that I normally do. For some reason, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard's app or streaming service, but
Hmm.
they have me on Central Standard Time. So whatever time
Oh.
I put in is doing Central Standard Time, and I can't change it because I set it up on my phone and it did the same exact thing. So I had
Mm.
to redo this again and send you another link.
Okay.
So I'm just like, come on now. I don't know. So I guess I'm gonna have to take the entire computer over there to somebody in the library so that they can show me how to get back on Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for being so gracious as to come back on and do a redo even bigger and better.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So let me do my introduction. So because this morning we had a grand time we're talking and everything, thinking we were recording and finished, and Lord Jesus wasn't nothing recorded. But I can tell you now, I'm looking at the numbers to make sure, and it's live, okay? So we don't have to worry about that again. Goodness gracious. So anyway, guys, so welcome to my channel, Journey, Justina Thompson, Journey Back Home to the Gambia. Okay, and I have with me my wonderful cousin and travel industry professional, Antoine Florence, who have moved from reservationist to gate agent to now the prestigious flight attendant, guys. And he's here to share some pros and cons about going into the industry, some wonderful travel tips, and the benefits of even thinking and considering of going into this industry because guys, you all see what's going on right now with the movement that's going on with the current administration, people losing their jobs in the government, they're just walking people off the jobs. Um, uh, uh, Things going on with the big corporate giants and with the stores and everything, with the DEI. What is that? I think it was it. Is that the right acronym, Antoine? Okay,
DEI.
yeah, with the DEI. So we boycotting. We don't know how that's going to affect the economy and all of that. So, guys, listen. If I were in the government, which I am not, I've been self-employed all my life, thank the Lord. But if I had to do that, I would be looking for a way out, a way of escape. And so I called my cousin. So I said, listen, I want to offer my audience a way of escape, a way to get out of this mess. Give them some alternatives. As far as like if you just lost your job and you need some extra income coming in, he can tell you several different because he's worked in several different positions with the travel industry, and so he can tell you all about it. So I'm going to let him take the floor, introduce himself, and just start talking and telling us about how he rose to this prestigious position.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And I guess we could start with in reservations. That's where I
Hmm.
started. I was in
Hmm.
reservations, um, and that is the call center life. If you know, you know. Um, Being in the call center life, I think I chose an airline that was an option for me in the location that I'm at.
Hmm.
And so, where I was at the time, there was a a very, very, very large building for the call center department and every
Hmm.
department that they have within the call center for the airline.
Hmm.
And it was really just for because I've got the call center experience. I really wanted the travel benefit.
Okay.
Yeah. That was really my main goal with that. And so I had that position for quite some time. And it's really just, uh, because the airline industry is a global industry, it doesn't matter where you are, but you're dealing with different events that happen all over. We got weather going on right now, snowstorms going around, flights
Hmm.
being canceled and delayed due to the weather, and being in a call center where it's nice and sunny, but it's booked and busy also. So
Hmm. Hmm.
um, that's a part of the job is just to always be available for that.
Hmm. And
Uh,
that position, you could work remote.
some of the airlines do have that position available as a remote job.
Hmm.
Being remote, though, you still has a part in your location plays a big
Okay.
part in that because you've got to be able to, commute. If you needed
Hmm.
to come into the office, you got to be able to
Hmm.
show up.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, what were some of the pros and cons of working as a reservations?
The pros, I would say, was the flexibility
Hmm.
of the job.
Hmm.
Um, Being able to have a full time position and being able to swap your days off, to where you don't have to necessarily call in sick to have a day off because, nowadays you call in sick and it's going to count against you. You can't,
Yeah.
regardless of how many sick hours you done put in.
Yeah.
That's how the policies seem to run nowadays. So
Hmm.
with that, it's been being able to the flexibility of the job, swapping your shifts, giving them away, or on
Hmm.
the other hand, being able to pick up more shifts and make more money. You know,
Okay. Okay.
that's an option for you too. Really,
Hmm.
the flexibility. The cons, I would say, is when it is those days that you're at home and it's bright and sunny and you'd
Hmm.
rather be outside, but it's a
Hmm.
snowstorm on the other side of the nation.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to be available for that. You've got to be able to deal with, mm, hate to say it, but incompetence sometimes. And it maybe just, people who just aren't aware,
Hmm.
uh, not educated about how to
Hmm.
travel,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Um, you can get the job and never been on a flight before, but
Yeah,
then
that's
you
true.
still have to turn around and help people navigate the airport because they'll call in just to ask you how I get to a gate when you can ask somebody in the airport. So that happens.
Yeah, because
That
they
happens.
panicked. They
Yeah,
panicked.
they
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
definitely. You got to be quick. Got to be quick with availability that
Hmm.
they have for the airlines, whether it be online at the ticket counter or on
Hmm.
the phone. It's
Hmm.
all in live time. So when you
Mhm.
want to help somebody book a flight as soon as possible, you've got to be able to make those changes and lock it in really quickly.
Yeah.
So that's a part of it too.
Okay.
Um, those were the major things that I experienced, really.
Okay. And so
Um,
this position, would it be suitable for, say, for baby boomers like myself? We're entering into our retirement years, and we might want to, some people may only have a social security check. They don't have a retirement check, so they might need a little extra income. So would this be suitable for um seniors like myself?
I think so. I think so. On a customer service level, you do have to deal with people, right? Who, in most circumstances, people don't want to call in and tell you how good someone has treated them.
Mhm.
They want to call in and complain.
Yeah.
And so dealing with dealing with that, um, just the understanding that people are upset, not at you, but people are upset.
Mhm,
You get a
mhm,
lot of those type of individuals, and I think definitely for baby boomers, you're in the company, so you have the travel benefits, and then it's a call center, a desk job, but you definitely have to be working, available for whatever the
mhm,
circumstances are. I think it would
mhm.
be a great job in reservations. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And would you say it would be a great job for say high school or college students, or grads just coming out into the workforce?
Definitely. Because the position has potential to be a career,
Mhm.
um, once you're in the door, as I have moved around from one position to another,
Mhm.
there's a lot more opportunity in the company from within.
Mhm.
So, different ways to work your way up that ladder.
Mhm.
Definitely starting at that age, being that travel is global, right?
Mhm.
Majority
Mhm.
of call centers, all call centers are 24/7. So
Mhm.
that's a first, second, and third shift available,
Mhm.
right? So it would be a great opportunity for anybody at any age wanting to get into travel, would be through reservations.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about your that when you switched over to the gate agent, and what it requires, and pros and cons.
So when I switched from reservations to the gate agent, I did have to go through a whole training process, a classroom training, and then also an on the job training.
Mhm.
And what that entailed was just learning a different system. Reservations operates on a different
Mhm.
system than what they do at the airport.
Mhm.
And so that was majority of the classroom learning that you did. And then when it came time to the on the job training, it was really face to face interactions, how to
Mhm.
deal with people,
Mhm.
um, what you did when it came time to boarding a flight, operating, you know, hundreds of $1,000s of machinery,
Mhm.
and most importantly, the safety and security of the people that you work with is really the biggest part of the customer service that you have to do with at the airport. So
What? Go
mhm,
ahead. Go ahead.
being a gate agent or working at the ticket counter,
Mhm.
you've got both of those options there as a gate
Mhm.
agent. Yep.
Okay. And what kind of physical condition do you have to be in for these positions?
Physically, the main thing really would be when you're in ticketing and you're at the ticket counter, you have to be able to lift these bags people are checking,
Oh yeah, yeah.
going on vacation. If they don't have a scale at home and they come to the airport and they realize that they're over the 50-pound limit, sometimes they don't care. I got to take everything I got. Everything's got to go. Or maybe you're traveling to send things back to your home country, and
Yeah.
you've got a suitcase full of tennis shoes that's like over 100 pounds. Now you've got assistance. Definitely, you're never working by yourself, but you've got to be able to lift those bags. Is the biggest physical part of the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So if the said senior citizen was not able to lift the 100 pounds, would it be a problem for her to get assistance?
No, that shouldn't be a problem. There's always people around you to help. You're never working a job by yourself.
Okay.
Everything that happens is a team effort. So yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Getting help, lifting bags. So maybe like a 50-pound limit. I would say being able to lift 50 pounds would be a maximum physical requirement. Yeah.
So what are some of the I guess what was it? Have we did pros? So what about cons for the gate?
At the gate, you're dealing with people and you don't know why they're traveling, what they're going through, you know, but then they're also upset. A flight was delayed, they miss a connection. They want you to call a captain, they want you to bring a plane to their side immediately, you know. Uh,
But
dealing
impossible,
with,
right?
yes, just being able to communicate these things at a level that can be understanding and not be combative is a huge part of customer service to begin with, So really your gate agents are like your elite customer service type of people. You've got to
Okay.
be able to have that communication and never bring that 10 to 2, You're dealing with people who listen, you've got to be able to communicate and stay at a good level of communication with people because it's not people can tear you down very easily and bring you
Yeah.
down to their level sometimes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, I can't call the captain and I can't pull a plane up for you,
Yeah.
so just when you're doing the best that you can and it's not what they want to hear,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you've just got to be able to, blamelessly apologize for those type of
Mm-hmm.
things. It's just how it goes as a part of travel. And I think a lot of people as passengers don't really take that into consideration when,
Yeah.
I'm flying into New Orleans for an event that's taking
Mhm.
place an hour after the plane lands. You didn't consider any type of delay or
Yeah.
anything that could be out of your control. And now
Right.
it's all out of your control. And,
Right.
you're looking at me like I can get you there on time and everything is on schedule, behind schedule, canceled, delayed. And look, all I can do is give you information.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's being able to deal with customers, regardless of how your morning started, how their morning started, where we are today, right now, and what I can do for you is really as far as I can help you. And
Mm-hmm.
then having to turn around and help someone who's given you such an attitude, still
Mm-hmm.
gotta kill them with kindness.
Right. Okay, so tell us what made you move from the gate and want to go into the flight attendant, as you said, 3,000 feet in the air or 30,000 feet in the air.
So going to flight attendant with the pros and cons of a gate agent, I really wanted to have a different experience with
Okay.
people.
Okay.
And so, number one, I love travel. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
overnighting in different cities, and then being able to take advantage of spare the moment type of things. I've been to a Mike X comedy show because I would just so happen to be in Huntsville, Alabama. I've been to I went to an Usher concert when I was in New York.
Wow.
And I'm just at work
Right.
overnight. Yeah, so
Right.
these type of opportunities are really cool. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. I love the interaction with people. I love customer service. I like what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the most important thing on the plane is safety and security. So it's a lot
Mm-hmm.
more to it than serving drinks, snacks. That's what we're there for, your safety. And
Mm-hmm.
it's been a lot of fun, though. I really like this part of the air industry.
Tell us about the your training. What you have to what you had to do to train for a flight attendant.
Yeah, training, flight attendant training was a 6 week, for some airlines, it may be eight.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's been a 6 week long course of classroom instruction.
Mm-hmm.
It really was a cram session.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely have to be able to retain that information and
Okay.
then test well on it. But the majority of that is really focused on the safety and security procedures, the policies, and the equipment that you have to do,
Mm-hmm.
in every type of unlikely scenario.
Mm-hmm. Do you
To
actually
train you.
practice on a plane?
You do, yep, they do.
Wow.
You get on a plane. You do it in a classroom, but you also do it on a plane,
Mm-hmm.
and just different procedures when it comes to every type of unlikely event.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you really have to be aware of your surroundings at all
Mm-hmm.
times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a lot. It's a lot that could happen on a normal
Mm-hmm.
day. It's just, drink snacks and
Mm-hmm.
on and off the aircraft. But
Mm-hmm.
in case of an emergency, you've got to be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is any of these last events here in this last month unnerving you at all?
A little bit. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it does. But I can't. You can't live in fear.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
weren't made to live in fear, and
Mm-hmm.
so I take that with me. I
Mm-hmm.
definitely say my prayers and keep that close to my heart. So
Yes, absolutely.
I think that has made a difference for me
Mm-hmm.
with the unfortunate events that have happened recently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Uh, so I think we talked about the physical shape. Oh, so guys, my granny caters and my grandpa caters because my uh audience I'm is geared basically towards like the seniors and you know
Okay.
you know so how are you now, because you're also a business owner, so how are you navigating your event planning business along with your career now in um the travel industry?
So even with any personal business, the flexibility that we have in the travel industry is that it's just so many, flying is 24/7, right?
Mhm.
So with that being said, you do have that window of flexibility to maneuver your days around to what works
Mhm.
best for you.
Mhm.
And I've been able to do that
Mhm.
successfully.
Mhm.
And I could definitely say that that's really that's not even the hardest part about it, because
Mhm.
I just, if I need my weekends off, I can make my schedule month to
Mhm.
month. If I need a dramatic or I need an immediate change,
Mhm.
I'm able to give a flight away, or if I have the opportunity, pick up a flight. I've
Mhm.
got all of that to do.
Mhm. Mhm. That is wonderful. I tell you, it sounds like an ideal job. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if I were employee material, I would definitely be trying to get into this industry. I'm telling you, because oh my God, just the benefits alone, but
I've definitely worked with and have had employees, between 50 and 70 years old as flight
mhm.
attendants, as gate
70?
agents, in reservations. Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I have, in all of
Wow.
it. So it's not, that much physical strain on your body. It's
Mhm.
really not. A lot of
Mhm.
standing, but besides that, it's really not that hard on you.
Wow. And
Yeah.
one of my friends, she's I think she's a ticket agent in Chicago.
Okay.
And she was telling me, and when I was driving Uber during COVID, well, no, it was right before COVID. I had dropped off a flight attendant, and they were saying you can work 1 or 2 days, or you can just work one day, and you still get the same amount of benefits as somebody that's working full time.
That's right. You have that flexibility to swap off. You can give away your shift and not work.
Wow.
I had an opportunity at one time. I had given away my shift for an entire month.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's
it was it
that sounds like
reflected on.
almost too good to be true.
Yeah, I mean, now it'll reflect on your check when you're not there. Well, you say your bank account definitely will know that, huh? That you Oh
gave them
yeah.
gave those hours away.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Mm-mm-mm. So let's talk about some travel tips. So like I was saying, for some of us, people are going through being walked off of their jobs, and you know, um, just things are just shifting. The stress may enter into the home because of the job situation or the uncertainty of the job situations and whatnot. And so, um, like I said, one of the reasons I wanted you to come and talk to us and lend us your expertise is because I wanted to offer my audience a way out, a way to escape, and travel is one of the best ways to escape. And um, some people escape with the bottle, with narcotics. I mean, that is not the way that I want to um, have my folks escaping. Let me give you
No.
something positive and
Yeah.
healthy. Do the
Man.
travel thing. You see what I'm saying? We don't need to go
Okay.
to the. We don't need to go take it to the head. We need to pack our bags and
Please.
take a flight. take a
Yeah.
flight. So I would like to offer them those solutions. So what would be some of the travel tips that you would share with the audience? All ages.
All ages here. Okay. When it comes to travel, right?
And first time travelers or fearful travelers as well.
for everybody.
Everybody.
The if you can plan as much as you can in advance, it makes it so much easier when the time comes. Planning is everything when it comes to travel. If you can book
Mhm.
your flight in advance, your hotel is paid for in advance, or wherever you're staying, your accommodations are confirmed in advance, right? The
Mhm.
only thing missing is you. Now all you need to do is show up.
Mhm.
And then if you can put all your stuff down, if you can pack your bags down to just a carry-on bag and a carry-on item for any airline, you'll have your stuff with you. You know, everything will make it from point A to point B.
You had to worry about it getting lost.
Don't got to worry about that. Okay. Um, definitely
So
time
what is your expert advice on how to do that? How to pare down?
time management on how to, you saying pack your bags
Pare
down?
down your bags.
Oh, one number one is how you fold up your clothes, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Pick a pair of shoes or pick an outfit, pick several outfits that go with one pair of shoes.
Mhm.
You know, um, your toiletries travel size, okay? So that way everything can get through TSA, right?
Mhm.
Liquid gel items is a maximum of 3.4 liquid ounces.
Mhm.
Um, even if you have your own water bottle, because you can fill up your water once you get through security for
Mhm.
travel, stay hydrated.
Mhm.
Um, that's the biggest thing. If you can put your outfits together in a way that you can mix and match and
Mhm.
cross some pieces up
Mhm.
and keep one, maybe two pair of shoes
Mhm.
and a pair of slides, that's your travel. That's it right there. So I've been
Mhm.
able to do as much as a 6-day trip
Mhm.
in one carry-on bag.
Okay.
Yep, I've done that. And that was right, the shoes on my feet, another pair of shoes in my bag, one pair of slides, and then every all my clothes, 6 days worth
Mhm.
of switching out some outfits.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, on our last interview,
Uh-huh.
you made mention, because I told you, for people that are fearful, and like I said, this may be, you may be getting a lot of new people that are traveling now, because like I said, because of the current administration, the current climate, a lot of new people going to be, um, doing a lot of traveling and stuff, trying escapism. Okay,
Yeah.
so, one of the things and I've been traveling for years and flying for years, but this last year I missed my flight, but it was domestic. I hadn't left internationally yet.
Mm-hmm.
It was domestic, so I didn't have to worry about international changes or nothing. And I had insurance on my flight. So can you talk about those two things?
So, when it comes to missing your flight, time management, being able to whatever airline you have, right? When you book your reservation, download the app. The app is going to give you access to their policies and procedures in travel, all their restrictions when it comes to the bags. Um, a decent time to get to the airport
Mm-hmm.
is 2.5 and 3 hours before your departure time.
Mm-hmm.
And that just allows you to roll with the punches on whatever circumstances can happen. You may not be the one holding up TSA, but five people in front of you, they're holding up the line.
Yeah.
Everybody else is late, you
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
if you come with that flexibility and being aware of that, then you're ahead of the game.
Well, the reason why I missed my flight this last time, the second time, first time was my fault because I was just late. But uh, which I had never ever been, but I was just late. I couldn't get myself together. But the first time, the second time was because the gate changed.
Mm, that
So,
information
like
is
you said,
important.
if I had known, I didn't have the knowledge till you just told me to download the app to the airline.
Yes, download the app.
Baby
They'll give you
boomer.
a terminal map of
Hmm.
the entire airport, where the gates are, where,
Hmm.
your Starbucks or your
Hmm.
Panda Express or your Dunkin' Donuts or your Burger
Hmm.
King, your uh, anything, all the food, all the newsstands, where every little store is in the airport, and that's something that you can look at in advance too. If you
Hmm.
know that you're flying from New York to Dallas, you
Hmm.
can look at Dallas airport map in that in the app and
Hmm.
be ready and aware of where you need to go, where you're
Hmm.
coming in and where you need to go. And then when the gate changes, you've already, you're there. You
Hmm.
know where to go.
Yeah.
It's no problem.
Yeah.
So definitely
Yeah.
downloading the app has a lot of benefits to it.
Hmm.
Any airline, they have some type of loyalty program.
Hmm.
And so having that profile with them is a great start to saving up, and then over time with that travel, you'll accumulate points to where you may be able to have a flight for free in the future.
Yes. I'm definitely gonna start using that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna start using that because I mean, man, I'm traveling to Africa. I was traveling to Africa every year. I missed last year, but I'm going this year. And now
Okay.
since I'm relocating there, I'm gonna be back and forth. So I'm definitely now gonna start trying to travel, on the same airline so I can, like you said, rack up the points and all of that kind of stuff and use it to my advantage. And it's
Yes.
two of us, so.
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
That helps,
yes.
having that app.
Hmm. Yeah. So any more tips and tricks or whatever to get us, some cheap travel?
So
Or I
trying
ain't
to
gonna
find
say
some
cheap, that
cheap
makes it sound
travel,
cheap. Budget travel.
some budget travel. It all is a part of planning. Right now you could do um, DC to Miami might be $400 this weekend. But if you knew you wanted to go to Miami in February, at the end of February, back in November, it probably was about a $90 round trip ticket.
Wow, that's a big
So,
difference.
yes, booking in advance,
Hmm.
3 months out, 4 or 5 months out, it'll make a difference on your budget experience portion of
Hmm.
travel. Um, Definitely is a huge part. Booking in
Hmm.
advance. A lot of the
Hmm.
times, it may be places that are common, but not around a holiday. But I mean, you don't have to, go to DC for the 4th of July, for an
Yeah.
example,
Hmm.
if that's where you wanted to visit. Monuments are open every day but a holiday anyway. So,
Hmm.
um, being able to travel and be flexible with that is a part of doing everything in advance. All that planning
Hmm.
is just a
Hmm.
really the biggest portion of that. Budgeting
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
oh yeah, um, in advance is the best thing.
Hmm. Okay, so I want to go back to your experience with the flight attendant because we forgot about the crash pad deal.
Okay, so with the job and the crash pad. So you getting the position and where you are and where these airlines operate in and out of as a base can be two different places, right? If you live in Richmond, Virginia, but the base is really in Alexandria or Washington, D.C., DCA Airport, okay, that's not an everyday travel for you, right? So you get you a crash pad, that's a shared space. So your roommates would be um, like-minded people in the air industry that are part of the crash pad. But being that
Is
travel
that
is
where you find them word of mouth?
most of it actually was word of mouth.
Okay.
A lot of it does come from word of mouth on places that you can secure. Um, a lot of that is word of mouth. Sometimes in your crew rooms or your break rooms, there's additional information on places to stay and different accommodations. I've seen where hotels are now doing crash pads
Wow.
or even a flight attendant rate.
Wow.
So that can
Well,
be,
that's another benefit.
yeah, that can be helpful too.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Um,
Wow.
but the crash pad, you've got flights happening, all day and all night. So it could be, 10 people assigned to one house, but you may only see two or three people at a time because we're all on different schedules. And then you're given a flight trip, you may not come back to base for 5 days. So that's a part of it. You really got to be able to plan accordingly for that. And I think being in a crash pad situation really had me, I was working a lot. So I wasn't really there much, but you got to be aware of shared spaces, kitchen and living room, and how you take to cleanliness and how they take to cleanliness is a part of that too. So just got to be respectful and mindful of your surroundings and that shared space.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad experience for me in a crash pad. I definitely made some friends with other airlines, and we all keep in touch. Now that I'm no longer in the crash pad, we've all grown out of it, thankfully. But sometimes it's necessary for us in this industry. It's a affordable place to stay away from home.
Okay. So that brings me to another question. How was it for you when you first came into the industry period, but also as a flight attendant, was it easy for you to make friends, and how did that go?
For me, it's making friends. I can I can get anybody to talk, and I love that. I love to talk. So that's really a no brainer for me, and it's been a lot of fun making friends in the industry because it's a lot of like-minded people. Everybody's just, you love what you do. If you're here, a lot of people love what they do, and you can really see that and how it comes along with how you help people every day
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those type of things. So I have made some friends with other airlines, and that's a nice thing to see too. I was in Charlotte Douglas Airport and saw someone who works for another airline, and we're just passing by. But it's good to see a familiar face every once in a while, and then in a different city also. Yeah,
Okay.
that's been fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So and that's what I'm saying. This sounds like the type of industry that you know it just fits anybody who loves travel, who wants to see the world. You
Absolutely.
know. Mhm.
Absolutely. I mean, especially if, you've got the flights that give you the time to do so. You could have an overnight in a city and you've got, 24 or 30 hours to explore
Mhm.
and, just eat. That's a big part of travel too, right?
Okay, so
Yeah.
what about have you had any experience flying internationally?
I have had some international travel. That's been a lot of fun as well,
Mhm.
especially during this season and all the changes. See, I'm from the coast, okay?
Mhm.
So in my parts, it does not snow much,
Mhm.
but in some places, it's been nice to see, maybe a white Christmas
Mhm.
in the mountains or um, seeing some snow in Florida. They had that recently. So that was an experience as well. It's been great. I love
Mhm.
to see the differences everywhere.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, guys. So can you think of anything else that you wanted to share with our audience?
I would really just say to go ahead and if you want to start traveling, just book it. Just
Mhm.
go ahead and find you a cheaper route in advance
Mhm.
and go ahead and book that, and then you can plan whatever weekend getaway you know that you want to have
Mhm.
um, well in advance. When the time comes, right, the flight is paid for, your accommodations have been paid for. If you wanted to go to a spa, that's paid for. If you wanted to go out of town for a festival, you can make those accommodations.
Mhm.
Just really the best part of it is planning.
Okay, so we did not touch on this time. We did earlier the corporate side of the airline industry.
Okay, so yes, you have all of these forward facing jobs, but you do have, your corporate is behind the scenes. It
Mhm.
just depends on where you're located.
Mhm.
For an example, Delta Hub is in Atlanta, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
However, Delta does fly into DC. They fly into JFK. They
Mhm.
fly into Philadelphia,
Mhm.
Los Angeles.
Mhm.
So they're there as well, but corporate is obviously a part of their headquarters.
Mhm.
So I think if that would be the route that you would like to take to get into the industry, would be through the
Mhm.
corporate side.
Mhm.
Your location plays a part in what airline you would choose.
Mhm. So you have to be flexible and open to wherever the airline's corporate base is located.
That's correct. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That plays a huge part.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm saying. Okay. Did we touch on people that like fearful? Did we touch on that?
Okay. So dealing with people who may be a little have a little fear of flying,
Mhm.
um you've just got to face that fear and get that experience out, because I do believe that once you've done it
Mhm.
and you have a good time at wherever you're going, will make it worth it to go again.
Mhm.
um for me, the longest flight that I've ever had was to Hawaii.
Okay.
And I've never been on a plane for so long. That was my first. That was the longest. My first long flight that I've
Mhm.
had. But the experience was a 10 out of 10. Hawaii is paradise,
Yes, it
and
is.
it was worth it to get on the plane and come back home when it was time to come home. And I'm
Yes.
ready to go again.
I ain't want to come back home. I want to stay there.
I did. I extended my stay for an additional day
Oh,
while
nice.
I was there. Yeah, I did.
Nice. Yeah, I wanted to stay. You mentioned air tags.
Sorry, excuse me.
That's
Um,
okay.
yes, air tags. A lot of people nowadays, right, as a way to keep up with your luggage, um, people add an air tag to their luggage. So that way you can track your bags. Now, you check a bag with your airline, they give you a bag tag. You can track that bag tag number within the app. But sometimes things get rerouted. You may get rerouted from
Mm-hmm.
your bag, you know.
Mm-hmm.
An example may be you were delayed on your international flight to Miami. Now you've got to get to New York.
Mm-hmm.
There's a flight to LaGuardia, but there's not a flight to JFK. And your bag was routed to go to JFK.
Mm-hmm.
And that does happen because
Mm-hmm.
in New York, those are considered alternate airports.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so having an air tag on your stuff, being able to track your bags for yourself,
Mm-hmm.
I have seen that be a lot of peace of mind for a lot of
Yes.
people.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes. Yes.
That will
I
help
can
with that.
imagine. I'm
Um,
I'm definitely gonna consider that when I get ready to travel to Gambia. Because I know I'm gonna go when we actually get ready to go, I know I'm gonna have it probably at least 5 or 6 suitcases with me this time. I'm
yeah.
gonna be taking things over for my women's group that I have, my women's empowerment group that I have over there, and plus my own personal stuff.
Hmm.
So I know I'm gonna have some bags with me. So I'm glad you mentioned the air tag.
Yes. Give you some peace of mind. Because when they say,
Yes.
oh, when you look around at that carousel and your bag doesn't show up, then you got to go to baggage claim and ask
Hmm.
them where your bag is. And they're telling you it's in Bozeman, Montana, and
Hmm.
you're in Miami. You know, like it would. I would just like to know for sure for myself what happened. Where's my stuff?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely give you a peace of mind
Yes.
being aware of that.
Yes. Okay, so can you think of anything else that you would like to share with the audience?
Uh, those are really your basics when it comes to travel, right there.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's some good information for anybody who's looking
Yes.
to get out.
Yes. Ready to escape. So
Hmm.
guys, I'm gonna put my little plug in because Antoine works for the airline industry, and he was sharing with us for those of you that's tuning in late, um, some industry travel tips, some budget travel tips, and also a way to enter into the industry, um, especially now with this uncertainty about thinking that you have secure jobs and then suddenly all of a sudden you don't have a job. This I thought that this would be a great way to earn some extra income, to escape this Trumpism, and just get on a flight and travel and get away and escape some of the stuff for your peace of mind instead of going to other things. For those
Definitely.
who are coming in late, that's that's what we, what we talked about and stuff. And then my plug is I'm a travel agent. So I have privy to um a lot of different specials and travel vouchers and things like that. And if the you don't want to go into the industry and you want to work for yourself, then yes, you can become a travel agency, and you can connect to me through my YouTube or my email or whatever, and I can assist you in that. And I just want to put a plug in for my coach. Getting ready, preparing for my mission. Her book is 52 Biblical Strategies to Elevate Your Purpose Work, which that's where I'm on my way to. I don't know, you can't, I got too much going on in the screen, so you can't see her book now. But her name is Laura Bullock, and I'll put her stuff down in the comment section. And anything else you want to say, Antoine? And I thank you so much for this, for gracing me with your presence once again, because we did this at 11 o'clock, y'all, and I didn't know what was going on. But when I went to go upload and share the video, it wasn't there. I was like, oh my God, what is going on?
Well,
Come
thank
to
you
find
for the
out they got you on
opportunity.
Central Standard Time. So I
Yeah.
don't know how to get that changed out. I'm a baby boomer. So I'm gonna have to go to the library for somebody to help me with this darn computer.
Okay. Well, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So if that's all that we're saying for today, thank you. And hopefully you'll come back again
Okay.
and have some more stuff to share with us.
That's right.
All righty.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Bye. Why did you know it's the first stop? You know what I'm feeling. My sight, like oh, we did the second stop. The West was too high for me. Nobody knows. They didn't stop because they said where to be safe. Where? Where? Like that they are.